Welcome to our final MystiCast of this academic year. I'm Tinashe and joined by
Isaiah Johnson.
We have a stacked lineup of videos for you today, comedy, sketches, interviews, and so much more.
This is MystiCast.
As many of you know, the chicken jockey meme has taken over the world in recent days.
Wait, what's a chicken jockey?
Well, maybe you should watch this video.
I can be on a yacht, a private jet, a new car.
We have a massive problem.
Yeah, like massive.
Almost as massive as the chicken jockey meme.
Sorry, what is a chicken jockey?
Don't worry about that yet. We need a loan to rebuild another theater.
We're rebuilding another theater?
Yeah, another one.
Wait, what do you mean by another theater?
Yeah, this is going to be the third one.
The third one?
Where have you been? Have you not seen the chaos?
What chaos? Is there another movement going on?
Watch this.
A few recaps later.
So you're telling me there isn't three?
Just turned into 4.
So 4 movie theaters are down because of the Minecraft movie.
Yes.
Well, why aren't we trying to stop this?
We've tried.
Well, what if we get...
Police officers to come and stop the chaos?
We've called them 13 times in the span of 2 days. They said they have bigger things to worry about.
Well, what if we...
Put an age requirement on the tickets?
We tried that, and it required an adult to accompany anyone under 16 to the movie. It still didn't work. It's come to our attention that it's 18 to 25-year-olds that are the reason for this chaos.
Why don't we...
Stop selling popcorn so they won't have anything to throw.
Tried that, and they bring in other stuff like a chicken.
Someone brought in a chicken?
Someone also brought in a pig.
Oh, and fireworks.
How in the world does someone get a chicken to pass the ticket checker?
Oh, we've been super short-staffed.
Why? I hired a bunch of guys like last month.
Well, 2 of our employees are in the hospital because they got body slammed while trying to control the chaos in the movie. It's like a Travis Scott concert in there.
Guys, we have a major problem.
What now?
We're getting a lawsuit because some girl apparently got hit in the head with an icy and got a concussion. I don't know how the hell that happens.
I don't know.
Oh, also, Sam from the ticket counter's down. He tried to break up a fight between a middle-aged dad and a teenager. Let's just say Sam got totally backhanded. It was hilarious.
We need to shut it down.
We can't. We racked in thousands upon thousands of customers just off of this one movie.
I still don't understand how the simple phrase of chicken jockey got a movie famous.
Wait, what if we start making our own movies?
And how do we go about doing that?
Well, we can just remake old movies and just add chicken jockey to somewhere in it, and it'll blow up. We'll be famous.
That is single-handedly the dumbest thing I've heard today. I even talked to a toddler today.
But just imagine we make Toy Story 6 and we have Buzz Lightyear say, "To chicken jockey and beyond."
Get out.
Man, I'm done with this. What the hell? I'm out of here.
You know, what if we made movies and added the line chicken jockey to it?
Isn't that just
Yo. That was in the past. We don't live in the past around here.
I think that's a great idea. Like imagine in Super Mario Bros. 2, we have him saying, "It's a me, chicken jockey."
Exactly. In the Batman 2, we'd have Batman say, "I'm vengeance. I'm the knight. I'm chicken jockey."
Sonic 4, we gotta go fast. Chicken jockey fast.
I think I get it now. In Despicable Me 5, we can have all the minions chant chicken jockey.
Anyways, in the new Star Wars show, we can have someone say, "This is the way of the chicken jockey."
Let's make a 4th Venom movie. We can have them say, "We are chicken jockey."
I'm going to make millions.
You mean we, right?
Yeah, we're going to make millions.
2 days later.
Bro, I can't believe he took all our ideas and took them as his own.
Yeah, it sucks, but this 5-cent raise is awesome.
We could have... How does someone manage to bring in a bomb?
We have to get out of here.
My leg!
Yeah, I still don't understand what a chicken jockey is.
Well, I know you're familiar with basketball. Reporter Trinity Clark interviewed the BSC women's basketball coach to hear his thoughts on coaching. Let's see what he had to say.
Trinity Clark here, and I'm here with the women's basketball coach, Jason Harris. So today I have a few questions for you. First, we'll start with how long have you been coaching?
This is my 19th season.
Okay. Why did you stop coaching, and what made you want to come back and start?
The biggest reason I stopped was my older daughters. I started missing watching them play, and so I had a chance going to the private sector, so I did that, and yeah, that was the biggest reason.
Why did you come back?
Kind of because of my daughters was part of it, and BSC transitioning to a 4-year was something that was really intriguing to me and something I want to be a part of.
Okay. How did you feel when they asked you to come back, knowing the kind of year the women's had last year?
Well, it was an opportunity more than anything. And I knew for the girls that were coming back, my style was going to be a little different than what they were used to. But I also knew that Bismarck State's a pretty appealing place to bring players into, and I figured if we got a few more girls, we'd get things going in the direction we wanted.
Okay. What are your thoughts on how this season went?
We ended 23-8, so I was real happy with the way the season went. Obviously, losing the championship game by 2 is never something fun or something you want to be part of. But it's also part of the game, and it's also what makes this game so great.
Yep, definitely a great learning experience. And last but not least, what is your favorite phrase you learned from your girls this year?
Favorite phrase I learned from my girls
or
this year? Fire.
I knew you were going to say that. Okay, that's all we have for you guys. Again, I'm here with Coach Harris, signing out.
Sunset Park in Mandan is home to a beautiful disc golf course. Please enjoy some cinematic shots of some epic disc golf shots.
Those are some beautiful shots. It was like music to my ears, except that it was my eyes.
Well, Tinashe, Miguel Porter had the opportunity to interview a blossoming singer and guitarist in the community. Her pieces are actually music to the ears. Let's have a listen.
Hi, I'm Peyton Lilly. I'm an 18-year-old singer-songwriter here from Bismarck, North Dakota.
So when did you first start making music?
That's kind of a long story. I liked writing songs ever since I was little, but then I started playing guitar when I was 9, and then I started writing songs when I was about 11.
So what is your motivation every day to just make music and do that type of stuff?
I don't know. I love music so much. I love songwriting and being able to express myself through it. It's such a release. So I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. I just love doing it.
Was there any moment in your life when you were making music or writing music where you're just like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? Or
Yeah, I would say I was about 13 or 14, and I had written quite a few songs, but they were all like, I was like, ooh, these are a little bit embarrassing, probably can't play these in front of people. And then one day I wrote one, and I actually kind of liked it, and I was like, oh, maybe I could sing this in front of people. And then I told my parents that, and they were like, oh, you want to sing in front of people? Okay. Because I didn't think I would like it once I did it. But then I played my first gig when I was 14, and it was at a little farmer's market, and I absolutely loved it. I was like, if I could do that every day, I would love it. I would do it over and over again. So I don't know, ever since then I was like, okay, I love this.
Has your family ever motivated you to continue doing music?
Yeah, definitely. I would say the reason why I have such a love for music is for my mom. She has like a big love for music, and especially country music. And so growing up, we would always be listening to music in the kitchen and singing and dancing. And so she's always encouraged me to do that. And they're very supportive. Like, they've never told me my dreams are like stupid or I shouldn't do it. So I don't think I would be where I am today if it wasn't for them.
And how has being a Christian impacted the way you make your music?
It has impacted a lot of it. I don't know, because that's something I've always wanted, that my love for music and my music career to be something that God wants me to do. So I always pray over it, and I'm like, okay, God, if you want me to be done with this, I'm done with it. That's cool. And every time I get to a point like that, He always answers my prayers and shows me that I should keep doing it. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it for as long as He wants me to.
Well, that's great.
Thank you, Peyton, for stopping by and for performing at Mystic Media Day back on May 8th.
I concur. Hey, Tinashe, do you want to see something weird?
Yes.
Oh, wasn't expecting that. Great. Here it is.
Yeah, I just got done moving this stuff in. It was, it's kind of hard, but I actually got the house for pretty cheap. My mom thinks it's because apparently there was some brutal murder in here, but it happened a really long time ago, so I don't really see what it's probably an expiration date on ghosts, you know. Yeah, the house was pretty dilapidated, but I mean, nothing a coat of paint won't fix. Yeah, that's what I was. Can I call you back in a second? Thanks. Wait! Don't go! Who are you?
Wow, he really was a scary man.
Yeah, go figure.
Hey, Isaiah, did you know that the Anastasia musical was the last musical in the Sidney J. Lee Auditorium?
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Caden Schmidtke has the story.
Bismarck State College theater department say farewell to their beloved space in the Sidney J. Lee Auditorium with the production of Anastasia the musical.
If I had to describe the entire production process of Anastasia, I think the word would be journey. Because this really is, for those of you who have taken my Intro to Theater course, we talk a lot about Joseph Campbell and the hero's journey. And we talk about how this story that we're telling with Anastasia is the story of a hero's journey. It's about a young woman going back and traveling to find her past. And that's a really good summation of what the story material is about. But really, it's also about the journey that we as a department are about to make as we close the chapter here and begin to start our new chapter in our new space. It's a really interesting time for us right now at BSC Theater. We're moving from this space to our new space. We've been here in the Sidney J. Lee Auditorium since 1962, and we've been producing theater ever since, nonstop. Even during COVID, we were producing theater right here in the Sidney J. So it's going to be certainly bittersweet for myself and a lot of other people. I think right now is a great time for us to celebrate the many great things that have happened here in the Sidney J, but at the same time, we also are very happy and very excited to move to our new space in the Advanced Technology Center. So when we were planning our final show here in the Sidney J, we understood that there was a responsibility that we had to, number one, pick the right show, and number two, perform the show to the best of our ability.
When we arrive in Paris, your first challenge will be Lievsky Malievich. No one gets access to Her Majesty without her. She sounds like a dragon. Oh, quite the opposite, my friend. Lily is voluptuous. Gray. Some women say I look distinguished to this way. How about as if I'm still a frisky young pup?
Alumni and students are excited to be in the Advanced Technology Center, but they will forever hold the memories of the Sidney J. Lee Auditorium. This is Kaden Schmicky reporting for MystiCast.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Whatever sounds good, I guess.
Wow, that's helpful. A professor here at BSC plays in a band, and Jackson Miller had the chance to interview him. Let's check it out.
I am here with Cole Bernhardt, and I'm going to be asking him a few questions about what it's like to be a musician. So first question, where did you find your inspiration to play?
I would have to think about where music first began to spoke to me, and that would probably be at the age of like 12, maybe 13. Like, what's the big deal with music? But when I hit the age of 11, 12, 13, and I think it was like Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, these were tapes that my sister had that it was like a light bulb just turned on.
Sure. And of course, you did some solo stuff yesterday with Mystic Media Mania.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're in a band, but could you tell like what band or bands you are currently in?
Yeah, I mean right now I'm in a band called That 60s Band, and we play all 60s music, and it's really cool because I've been in all kinds of bands over the years, you know, from rock bands to country bands to, you know, blues bands. But when you're in a band that focuses on like a specific era of music, it allows lots of different opportunities. The 60s music has a very, very specific style of playing. It's not riff-based like much of music is today. I mean, just the song structures are very different as well. So I really like that.
Now, final question. If you had to give any advice to anybody who wanted to become a musician or start a band or anything like that, what would your one piece of advice be?
Get out there and expose yourself. Play in front of people. Meet other people, talk to other people. Just try to find commonality. Like yesterday at Mystic Media Mayhem, there's this gentleman that I saw walking around campus with a Metallica hat on. And I was like, you're a Metallica fan, obviously. Let's talk Metallica. And we spent the next 20 minutes just talking Metallica.
For sure. Well, thank you very much. It's been a great time listening to your stories and talking to you. It's been amazing.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
That was sweet. I'm really enjoying these interviews.
Well, we have more. Sophia Fafford interviewed Cassie Perman, the Residence Hall coordinator of Swenson Hall. Here's the interview.
My name is Cassie Perman. I'm the Residence Hall coordinator of Swenson Hall and the student government advisor for BSC.
Okay, so my first question is, what is your current role at BSC and what brought you to this role?
Yeah, so I am the Residence Hall coordinator of Swenson Hall, which is the female hall. I used to be a BSC student here, and then I transferred to UND, had a great time, got my bachelor's, but then it was just something about BSC that I missed a lot of, mostly the community and just how supportive everyone was. So I came back here and was just excited to be back and be a part of the community that gave so much to me, and in that way I could give back to them.
Going back to Residence Hall coordinator, what do you think is the most rewarding part of that experience?
I would say the most rewarding experience is when a student feels comfortable enough to come into my office and say, like, I'm not having a good time, or maybe something's hard for them. And then I can talk with them and either get them connected with resources or just kind of talk to them like, hey, I was a student once as well, and I used to live in Swenson Hall, so here is something that helped me. And it is so rewarding to not only see them maybe feel a little better or they get in touch with other people, but then they start feeling more comfortable in the hall. Because I know with most freshmen, moving into a hall or like leaving home is very stressful and overwhelming. And I mean, when I moved from Garrison to Bismarck, I thought Bismarck was the big town. Like, I had never seen a stoplight before Bismarck. So I was like, oh my gosh, Bismarck is so huge, and I was so scared. And I had an RHC at the time I could rely on, but other friends. So the most rewarding part is when I see someone and I'm like, hey, are you doing better? And they're like, yeah, I'm doing better. And I just feel good, and I'm gonna come back next year. And it's like, yes, I did my job well.
And is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap up this interview?
I think I'm good. Thank you for this opportunity. I don't think many people on campus know what an RHC, Residence Hall Coordinator, actually does. So I appreciate this conversation about it.
Yeah, no worries. It's awesome to like hear from your perspective and how you came into this role. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Wow, I didn't realize just how much residence hall coordinators do.
Yeah, they're really helpful.
Tinashe, do you ever find it hard to eat with your hands?
No.
Watch this next video. You'll get what I mean.
What's up, MystiCast? It's Avery here. I play basketball for BSC, and tonight we have a little late night snack. You know, I'm hungry, so let's got a bacon cheeseburger, a knife, some butter. It's kind of sharp. Need to be real careful with this knife before I slice myself. Let me put that down real quick. We got our crunchy bun. Just a little bit more on there, you feel me? All right, that should be good. Now we can put it on the plate, the wrong plate. Let's put it on the right plate, right? A little bit more, there we go. Now we got our second bun, the top bun. Get some of that. Maybe, you know, maybe a little bit more. A little bit more butter. This butter ain't melting, so I don't know. Yeah, making sure I got everything. All right, now we're good on that. Put it up there. Let me put the knife down. Put that butter away. All right, now we got our buns buttered. Not like what you're thinking right now. Now we got our burger with our bacon on there. Oh, let me show the camera right there. Looking good. Now we're gonna put it on any bun, the top bun. Then got our ketchup. ketchup. Let me put it a little bit higher, more right there. Yeah, that's how we gotta get that burger, right? Now, let's close that and let's put it on the side. Boom. Now, we got our bun and we're gonna put it on the top. Our buttered bun. It's a little good. Ketchup. I'm gonna just go in. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm about to kill this burger and go to sleep. I'll see y'all. Bacon.
Bro, I hope my head is not showing this. You been looking at it?
I was looking at the food.
You wasn't looking at the camera at all?
No, I looked at the camera.
Okay.
Wait, I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna say let's try this. Flip it. I want to get it.
Bro, I even see. You just keep taking bites. You're not even saying.
What am I supposed to say? Stop! Think? Come on. Trish, stop laughing, please.
I can't breathe. Okay.
North Dakota has so many amazing musicians that perform at the Bismarck Mandan Symphony Orchestra. Please enjoy this interview of one of its musicians, a local violin virtuoso named Asher Olson.
My name is Asher Olson from New Salem, North Dakota.
So you got the violin there. I know that's a big part of your life, so how did that start?
11 or 12 years ago, we've homeschooled. I've been homeschooled my whole life. And so the curriculum we were using at the time actually had us watching videos of different orchestras. And so I must have seen the violin and I was like, oh, I should play that. And so I asked for, I think, a year before we actually bought one. And then from there, I started taking lessons with Rosemary Person. And then 4 years after that, when COVID hit, we ended up getting connected with Ross Baumgartner, and so I've been taking lessons from him since then. I didn't really start getting super serious about, oh, this is kind of what I want to do, maybe even for my whole life, until pretty recently, actually, and that was when I started doing competitions. The big one would be the Young Artist Competition. They bring in a bunch of contestants from all over the state. They'll pick a winner, and they get to solo with the orchestra, whichever city you're in, at one of their concerts. The very first one I did was in Bismarck, since I live pretty close by. I did not win that one the first time around. And then I also did Minot and Fargo that year. Both places I took second place. And then my junior year, I actually won Bismarck's Young Artist Competition. And I also did Minot and Fargo that year as well, and I got second place in both of those again. And then my senior year, I did Minot, Fargo, and I won both of those. And I also did Grand Forks that year, and I won that one. They have a high school and college division. Since I had already won the junior division, I had to compete at the college level, and so I took third there.
Where do you hope to go in the future?
More than likely, I'll, of course, attend some kind of college somewhere. Maybe not next year. I actually want to clep a bunch of the generals out so that I don't have to do that, and I can just do music. I mean, there's a lot of facets in performance and in teaching, in composition. I'm not sure exactly yet what I want.
All right, well, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
You bet.
Graphic design students at BSC are working on a creative form of artwork called Polaroid transfer.
Interesting. Let's have a look.
Bismarck State College Graphic Design Department tried their hand at a new kind of production art. At first glance, it might look like a science experiment, but inside the graphic design studio, Freshmen are getting their hands dirty in the name of art. They're learning a technique called Polaroid transfer. It is a hands-on, photographic technique where the image layer from instant film is removed and placed onto another surface. The process begins by soaking the film in warm water to loosen the emulsion, which holds the image. Once soft, the emulsion is peeled away and floats in the water. This image layer is then transferred to a new surface, typically watercolor paper, glass, or wood. Because the emulsion is thin and flexible, it can be shaped or torn during transfer. Each result is different, often showing wrinkles, folds, or edge distortions from the process. The process is fragile, unpredictable, and deeply hands-on. Everything digital design often isn't. Freshman Noah Shetler brings insight on his experience.
My favorite part was trying to get the corners spread out on the for the emulsion and trying to get it on the paper. I thought it was pretty tricky, but it was a fun experience.
From chemistry to composition, it's a one-of-a-kind fusion project, bringing photography, fine art, and graphic design in a single lift.
Really
vivid.
Yeah.
This is Kaden Schmicky reporting for MystiCast.
Isaiah, what's your most treasured possession?
Probably my golden bucket.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
You'll see. Please enjoy this thrilling heist.
Where have you two been? I've been waiting forever.
Traffic is really bad. I'm sorry, sir.
I was about ready to tell him to start ramming through the cars. We're sorry, sir.
Well, there's nothing to do now but prep. So let's get to work. All right, first things first. We're going by code names, okay? Where are you two from?
Bismarck. Mandan.
Perfect. All right, Bismarck. You'll be on technical duties. You'll handle the door and the safe. Mandan, you'll be on guard duty. We'll supply you with a tranquilizer gun to take care of anyone who gets on our way.
Man, why can't I be on guard duty?
You'll make your way to the location that I disclose with you, and the door before the safe will be locked.
But how do I get in? Do I need a lockpick?
The door to the safe, before you get to the safe, has a security code, 7463. You might want to write that down. When you enter the room, there will be 2 security guards in the room before the safe. Mandan, I need you to take care of them.
I'll be right back. Inform me of what I missed when I return.
The code to the safe is 1,
1,
2,
2,
3,
3,
4,
4,
5.
5. So the combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the stupidest combination I've ever heard. That's like the combination some idiot would have for their luggage.
Alright, I'm back. What did I miss?
The code to the safe is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's amazing. That's the code to my luggage.
Mandan, here's your gun. You'll need it.
Cool. So, what are we getting in the safe? Can we get like a description?
It is something very important to me. You'll know it when you see it. Now, you've got a safe to break into.
Bang bang.
We're in. What the? I don't think he's talking about the picture of Ryan Gosling, right?
I don't think so. That bucket though, it looks solid gold. We should take that.
Why did you guys bring me this golden bucket? Where's my picture with Ryan Gosling? What the fuck?
Well, at least I got this back. Thanks, Tinashe.
Yeah, you're welcome. I've been watching this one TV show, and I think it's the best story ever made. Please enjoy my review of Vinland Saga. Some people might call Vinland Saga the greatest story ever made. I've broken it down into 3 simple points why Vinland Saga is, once again, the greatest story ever made. But what is Vinland Saga? Vinland Saga is a sprawling historical epic about one man, Thorfinn, and his quest for revenge on the man who killed his father right in front of his eyes. His journey takes him to the lowest of low, mentally and physically, as his purpose in life is rejuvenated, and he sets out to not only better his own life, but the lives of those around him. Vinland is a place far across the ocean that Thorfinn plans to make a utopia on Earth, free from the slavery and war that ravages the world. Compelling? I know. The series was created by Makoto Yukimura, the GOAT. Reason 1. Vinland Saga is a story that's unafraid to change and challenge its audience. Despite the bombastic action and horrific violence, Vinland Saga is actually a cautionary tale of the dangers of violence and might even be anti-war. Crazy, right? I know. Shit, look at this stuff. This is anti-war? Yes. The story is constantly being recontextualized in hindsight. At first glance, we see Thorfinn fighting in these wars so he can avenge his father's death. Somewhat admirable. We're like, all right, I get it. I'd probably do the same thing if my dad was killed in front of me. But further down the line, when he begins to reflect on his time in the war, you see that he wasn't just killing other warriors. No. He was also killing innocent mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters. And not just a few. Tons. Hardly an admirable life to lead. Engaging characters rich with depth. The characters are the lifeblood of this series. None of the horrific acts of war and cruelty would mean much if we didn't care for the characters. Thankfully, each and every one is so dynamic and subject to change. Some change for the better, while others change for the worse. But no character is one note. Even a static character like Thorkill, who just loves war, is able to reflect inward on his choices. The interplay between the cast is what helps illustrate how varied and layered everyone's perspective on the world is. The themes. War, slavery, and the glorification of violence are things perpetuated and controlled by humans, and despite the story being set thousands of years ago, are still problems that plague the world today. Many stories depict the horrors of the world, but Vinland Saga shows us we do not have to be set in our ways, that a different and better way of life is possible. The series highlights how a positive sense of purpose in life is a truly incredible thing, but far from easy. It is a process that at first can seem hard and maybe even impossible, but it shows the importance of forgiveness, not just towards others, but first towards oneself.
The full 8-minute version of this review is available on our YouTube channel, BSC MystiCast.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to our live edition of MystiCast. This concludes our MystiCast for the spring semester, but be on the lookout for fresh content throughout the summer.
It's been a pleasure, sir.
Indeed it has.
Farewell, BSC.